Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with My Hero Academia Season 4. We are on episode 23, and in the last episode we had the the continuous fight come to a conclusion between Deku and Gentle. And I loved the fight. I thought it was a real interesting dynamic between the two. Considering the motivations of why, obviously we knew why Deku was fighting, from Gentle's side, just the motivations of them two coming together became just an interesting fight between the two, because it wasn't a fight of one who has the complete disdain for the other or a lack of understanding. But even Deku said that it was the toughest opponent he faced because it wasn't about a physical fucking battle of what is the hardest opponent that I've ever had to face, but the mental side of it, because he understands them, and therefore that's what makes it hard. It's what I give this show fucking credit for. Or I say this time and time again, but I love the fact that the show doesn't just, it's not just a shell that is just straight up about the physical nature of how it can, because it's a shonen at the end of the day, and shonens are, it's a lot of it is just tied to this guy fights that guy, right? And then it's just a battle to see who fucking comes out on top, to whoever kills the other or incapacitates the other, and that's it. And yeah, it's there are stakes here and there and whatever, but generally you can find that some shonens tend to be well, you've had that fight and then it kind of just goes back to normal. But in My Hero Academia, the show has these fights. Not just it's not the actual event that is the big deal behind everything. It's the impact of after that fight that still continues, and you feel it, and I love it. I love the fact that you can feel that afterwards. It's the impact of everything that happens after the fight and after the event. That I think makes it mean a lot more. So yeah, that was a really cool battle between the two, it's it's a very, it's barely even, I wouldn't even call it bittersweet in a way, because it's I guess if you were going that way, then the idea that alright, it's sweet because good, we have the festival now, and finally I can get to see the fucking band play, right? But more of it was the bitter part of it. That is, not that I'm bitter, because you know what I mean. I understand for the way the story is, I like it, but I feel sad for Gentle. You know what I mean. I went into it obviously last episode about how I just feel like the fucking system fucked them, and that I feel like that's the way that this show is, which I think I need to reiterate, because I don't think people get. When I am criticizing the laws in this show, I'm not criticizing the show for having it there. I hate the law in it. I disagree with it. That doesn't mean that I don't agree with it being there. That's not me hating on the show. I'm not hating on the show, guys. Don't worry. I love this show. Trust me. It's me criticizing the law, and I've been told that season 5 is where they really go deep into the law stuff. Not laws in LORE. The laws in the justice system, right? The law system in there. Apparently it's going deep into that in season 5. And I can see myself now. I'll be going crazy. If there's any indication of the law fucking somebody over because of some situation that I feel would have been totally justified, I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna go nuts. I mean, I don't even know why I'm even saying this here, because most of the people that'll comment will not even fucking watch the discussion. they'll just comment on after they've watched the reaction. But it's I just want to reiterate that about the I've ever since the whole law thing with the Stain arc and everything that happened with Ida and Todoroki and Deku and that, ever since then, I've had a problem with it, right? And I think that's what's you're supposed to have a problem with it, I think, because it isn't right. The justice system is kind of fucked, and that's the reason why everything is in disarray now with All Might leaving and everything like that. Like a lot of villains in the show you'll find they have become villains because the system has kind of fucked them over in that regard. So yeah. But anyway, that's no, I'm not even going to get into that. I want to go into this episode fucking happy and joyful because I did see the thumbnail for the episode, and it's Jiro singing, I assume. So it must be the band performance this time around. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it's, you know what I mean. I think we've got the like that out of the way. I think it's just festival time now. So we can go and be happy, but Gentle, I salute you, sir, because at the end of the day, right, like he was a great character. You know what I mean? He wasn't around for long, but I just feel like he was a fantastic character. He was quirky. Let's call him that. Intentional puns for the fucking win. Anyway, yeah. So that's all I've really got to talk about. So we're going to get into episode 23 and see what we get. So obviously, if you do want to go watch the reaction, then the link is down in the description below to the 10-minute version. There's also the link to the full length. If you do want to watch the whole thing in full, then the option is there for you. And that'll take you to my Patreon page. But yeah, nothing else to talk about. So we're going to get episode 23 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, episode 23. Nice. That was a really uplifting episode there, which I think we were due on, I think. Well, I mean, it has like sort of... I think, no, this was like the pinnacle anyway of everything that had gone from the overhaul arc anyway, because I think this was the moment Eri was able to smile and like actually enjoy something, So I think this was that pinnacle right there. So I think for the sake of like this episode as a whole was just one big uplift, and I think I think it was needed. It was nice to just sit back and kind of enjoy that. Of course, like at the beginning with Gentle and stuff, it did bring me back obviously to the end of last episode. But of course, you have to continue that and move on. But by the end of the episode, like in the after credit scene, having them both be in a state of reform, that is like they have been given the opportunity to like turn that around. It's great. That's fucking awesome. That's like everything that I would have wanted for them to. That's fantastic, because now they can just, you know what I mean, that they can do some good in the world, and it's not just a case of doing things for the fame. They can be with each other and go about their daily lives and fucking do some good in the world. So that's quality. And for God's sake, give the man his fucking Earl Grey. He fucking deserves it. Give him his Earl Grey, man. Oh, it's fantastic. I hope they turn back up again. It'd be nice to see them Gentle and LaBrava again. But yeah, I mean one after the next. I was just happy. The concert was fucking great. I love the fact that Jiro got like a moment to be at like just the forefront of everything that happened there, and that's a big deal, man. Like it may not seem like that to many. Like I've seen people saying that this like arc is a filler arc and that it's just like there's just nothing here, like, but like, you know what I mean, like what you're asking for is a show with so little substance that it can't sit back and relax and see other things that are going on within the other characters and everything like that. I was having a talk with one of my guys on Discord, and he was talking about how like what do you feel about secondary characters getting time to shine over like the likes of like other characters that haven't had a lot to do in this season, like Batago and everything like that. And of course, Batago is my favorite character. I love him every time he's on screen. But the strength of a show that has a cast as great as this is because you get these moments where the other characters have a chance to shine and have their bit in the spotlight and see what they can do and bring to the show and bring to UA as a whole. Like Jiro has masterminded this whole thing and got the whole school back on side with, Class 1A, which they were completely against because they're basically at the heart of everything that's going on that's, crazy. Class 1A has always been a part of it. So it's like they bring danger into everything, but they've shown here that, they've brung everybody together. And Jiro was at the forefront of that. And not only that, but it goes back to her when she was a kid with music and everything like that, and it was a case of choosing between being a musician and being a hero. What it showed here is that she can be both, and that it works sort of in tandem. Like, I was talking about. I've said this obviously in previous shows and everything, and it sort of ties in what I was saying in the pre-discussion about how this show doesn't go into it's not just about the physical prowess of people and one-on-ones and fights and who comes out on top, but it's everything else. Like, saving somebody isn't is not just like saving somebody from a disaster. Even in the with Eri, it was a case of, even Deku said, like, she hasn't been saved yet. Even after everything that happened, like, getting her away from Overhaul and everything like that, she was still, like, mentally sort of in that, she was that way inclined, like, mentally. She was still feeling the effects psychologically of everything that happened with Overhaul previously. So she hadn't been saved yet. Now it seems that is on the turn, especially with this episode with Eri, and it's the same with Jiro. Like, saving people with, like, the support that she's being purely 100% support right now, and it's what, like, everyone needs. Everyone's been saying, like, for the past, since All Might had given everything, that the world is in a state of chaos, and they need this kind of stuff, like festival, like the school festival and everything like that to lighten the mood and let people take their minds off it and enjoy something for a change. Just doing something like that is saving them in that way, and getting everybody on side is exactly what you want. You want everybody on side so everyone can support each other in the right way, and they're not, like, at each other's throats in, like, the worst time possible. And now they can all work together if they need to. So it's not just a fucking throwaway thing that, what's this? They're doing a school festival and they're playing a concert. What is this? You know what I mean? If I have to explain that to you, then fucking hell, like, I don't know. Go watch a bunch of shonen that just do the fights and shit, and that's all they care about. Because that's what you want. You know what I mean? But if you want actually a shonen with substance, My Hero Academia has got it. And it's got it in abundance. So, I really loved this fucking episode. You know what I mean? Batago was fucking loving it back there. He wanted to go for round 2. He wanted to do another one for the people that didn't witness the first one. It's great. You know what I mean? It's kind of fucking passion we need. I love it. Yeah, but Jiro, man, like, I think she's got the best family. She really does. Like, that's the family I want to be in. That one. You know what I mean? Because I love my music anyway. You know what I mean? I've talked about how I did music in high school and then at college. I just really fucking love my music. That'd be fucking great. That'd be a great family to be in. And they're so supportive as well. I just really like them. And fucking hell, young Jiro, man. God. Cuteness levels off the fucking charts. But anyway, yeah. Oh god, right. What else? Where do we go from here? Yeah, so I mean, during the concert and everything like that, having, obviously everything in this episode, I'm saying, like, going by, everything just making us happy, loving the decisions. During the concert, Eri's loving it, and even Miro sheds a tear. Miro? That doesn't sound right. Why does that not sound right? It is right. I know it's right. No, because it's Jiro. What am I saying? Why can't I... Lemillion. I apologize. I apologize. I don't deserve. Oh god, I need to like. Why can't I not? It is Miro, man. What am I talking about? Anyway, right, he's shedding a tear. Sorry about that. That was just like, for some reason I was like, is that right? Why doesn't that sound right? Because I'm thinking of Jiro at the same time. And it's like, fucking hell. Like, it just all got mixed up in my head. Anyway, yeah. So Eri's enjoying herself at the concert and stuff. And then Miro's there. And he sheds a tear. And gives an acknowledgement to Sir as well. Like, so Sir Night Eye. The idea that this worked out the best it could have, like, after the fact that, like, you know what I mean, he gave his life in this mission, and this is the payoff. It was all worth it in the end, you know what I mean, and that's something that, like, you know, I just love the fact that it's just, you know, that it's acknowledged there, because, you know, like I said, this is the episode I think that concludes that arc. It's almost like this was a carry on of that, in the aftermath of everything that happened with Overhaul. It came into this arc, like, just like extending it in a way, and it's dealing with that, and now it's like this is where they can move past it. You know what I mean? Eri is now able to smile and enjoy herself. It's Mirio, not Miro, is it? Mirio, man, that's it. That's why I was so fucking confused. I was like, God, the way my fucking brain works sometimes, honestly. Jesus, I apologise. I'm sure some of you are fucking tearing your hair out with that, but you know what I mean? I don't deserve that. Mirio's a fucking legend, and I'm completely butchered it. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, having, yeah, Eri be able to smile and everything like that, and then Mirio, you know, being able to, I think, move on, because even though, yeah, like, the day after everything had happened and Night Eye had died, like, you know, he had that smile back on his face, but I feel like it was him forcing it, knowing that it was for the best, but I still feel like in there it was fucking hurting him, you know, but for the sake of, like, trying to do his best for his mentor, he was doing what he was saying and keeping a smile on his face. And I think it was this one, that tear there, where it, you know, he let it out during the concert. That was it. Like, that was like, he's got it out, and now he can accept it and purely move on now. So, really, really good. And then Hado winning the pageant, great. You know what I mean? A little thing, just a tiny thing, but it's good that she won it, because at the end of the day, she never won it, and this was her last chance at it. So yeah, I'm glad she won. I don't know how that other girl won. Although, how who's, like, how bad does your taste have to be to think that? God, I can't get over it. I can't. I'm sure they've done that on purpose. I'm sure that, you know what I mean, that was done that way on purpose. God. Anyway, so yeah, how to win the pageant, great. And yeah, I mean, oh, that's pretty much it. The last thing I'll talk about is at the very beginning, Deku saying that he could have turned out that way. And that's a really, really good point. The idea that it just so happened that his path crossed with All Might's, and you know, Deku was like so adamant to keep going, even without a quirk. And I don't think, I don't know, like, the system just really fucking, it's just one of those things that I keep coming back to, is like the system in the show, the law system and everything like that, it puts people down, and it can affect people in different ways. And I think it's easy to think, I love the fact that this was brought up. I love the fact that Deku specifically understood that that's what could have happened, because I think, you know, I say this, you know, I've said this quite a few times before, but the protagonist is generally they're not the characters that have a lot of layers, you know, to sort of just peel away and there's another layer. And another layer, and you can't, like, they're not as built up that much in that way. They're pretty much generally straightforward, especially shonen protagonists anyway. You know, so the fact that Deku even thought that could have possibly been the case, knowing the situation that he was in, and the fact that, like, you know, someone with that kind of like attitude towards wanting to do it so much, and you know, he doesn't have a quirk and he can't fight, that all it could have taken is, like, if he hadn't had that chance encounter with All Might or whatever, that, like, one little thing, you know, could have sent him over the edge. And if he didn't get what he wanted, he could have possibly found himself in the criminal underworld. And yeah, so I love the fact that Deku pointed that out, because I think it's that's a key sort of. I think that's a key thing that he pointed out that I think would go amiss, and people wouldn't really understand if he didn't clearly point it out. That his characters aren't just fucking completely foolproof, that, like, they can't be affected by anything. And that's what I say, like, this show isn't just about physical prowess, it's about, you know, what's happening up here. And the mental issues that a lot of characters have. That's what fucking makes this show good. You know, and I mean, you know, let's just bring back Bakugo again, because I love fucking talking about him. Why he's my favorite character is because he's got those layers that you can just keep on peeling away, get another fucking, you know, get another side of him. And you just keep fucking peeling away with him. Like, I feel like if I was to write a show, those would be the characters that would be the most fun to write. You know, like the Batgos and everything, because there's just so much more you can get out of a character like that by having them be so fucking just basically just there's so many layers, man. So many layers. Just keep pulling them back, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more. With Deku, it's, you know, it's straightforward, and that's kind of just a way that generally it kind of just has to be for shonens. I mean, it doesn't have to be. You know, I'm sure, you know, if you're a good enough writer, you can pull that out there. But then you start getting into the fucking thing of, like, well, is it truly one of those shonens or anything like that? Not that I really care. I don't care about the genre. If it's good, it's good. End of the day. And this show is good. And I fucking love it. So, you know, anyway. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm glad I fucking... I'm glad I got this recorded. Because I had a shit night's sleep last night. I don't know if you can see the tiredness on my face, but, you know, it is what it is. Probably has something to do with the fact that my fucking brain isn't really working. And I couldn't even say Mirio properly. you know what fucked it? You know what fucked me? It's because I wrote down Jiro here, and then the next line down I intended to write Mirio, but I just wrote Jiro, but instead of the J I put an M, and so therefore it was just in my brain, and then I just couldn't figure out what his real name was, and I got stuck. That's why I fucked myself there. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's like when you're writing something down, but it's like someone's talking to you at the same time, and like you're listening, so you hear a word that they say and you end up writing that word. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I've done that before, where you actually write something, like you're writing something down, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it was in school I did this, because I never used to write a lot of things down, and even when I'm writing stuff down now, I'm on my own, you know what I mean? I'm not having anyone talk to me. So in fact, actually, I may have done it in a reaction once, like in Code Geass or something. Like, I think I may have been writing something down. I think I saw, like, I heard someone say something and I literally wrote it down. But yeah, so yeah, I think it might be like, no, it might be Mob. It might be the rainbow. Like, was there a time when there was a rainbow in Mob? At any point, I think there might have been, and someone said rainbow, I think, and I actually wrote down rainbow, but I was supposed to say something else, like write something else down, but yeah, great show, love it so much. So I think we've only got 2 episodes left, right? Whew, God, wow. Season 4. Would you believe it? But anyway, yeah, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well. So if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there, depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get you don't get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter a week, but you can get access to the rest of Hunter x Hunter if you want to go watch it right now. You know, because I think I put up episode 12 was the last one. Like I've got every single episode of Hunter x Hunter's up there. You know what I mean? So all the way up until episode 148, I believe. So, you know, you've got all of that, and you can watch it. If you can binge watch it in a month, it's only going to cost you $5. It's a pretty good deal. There's also full length there, $10 a month. If you want to watch any of these shows in full and not just the 10-minute version, then you can do with that. And then there are other tiers where you can pay to have the certain show reacted to. So if you want me to react to a show, go look at those tiers and see what they offer. But that's all I've got, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.